Today is a special day. It's a start of the new series, How to Get Out of X rank. This is going to be how to get out of bronze. DPS and healer are already on the channel, so check it out if you sub main those roles. The first step to get out of bronze is picking a character that you want to play the most. Do not try to pick characters based off team up passives or team up abilities. Do not try to flex pick characters. Pick a character that you like and start learning that character. For this series, I'm gonna pick Groot. I know a lot of you guys are like, Poppin', I'm a one-trick player. I don't like to swap characters. I got you. We're gonna be one-tricking Groot only, no other character. Now, this is not a Groot guide. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna say it again. This is not a Groot guide. I'm just using Groot. We're gonna be talking about tank fundamentals in general, not Groot. We're not using a group. We're solo queuing by ourselves, and we're not using a mic to communicate with our team. So this means it should be easier for you if you do any of that stuff. It's way easier for you to climb, which means you're guaranteed to climb. First thing you want to do is hop into practice, not because you don't know your character, but because you want to learn intricacies about your character. So what we're looking at right now is our primary attack. And if you notice, there's a green line right there to signal how far our attack goes. This is something specific to Groot, and I think that's really, really cool. I actually want to see it for other characters as well, but I don't know how that's going to affect the game. But this is what we have for Groot. Our secondary attack is a grenade. It pops into clusters. And then we have, of course, our wall. And then we have this wall. Now, we want to think about, well, how do these walls go together? Oh, you can build on top of stuff. That's cool. What about this one? You can't build green walls on top of the brown wall. Something to keep in mind when you're playing, right? You can also think about what these walls do. If you didn't know, when you put a wall up and an ally or Groot hits somebody next to this wall, the wall actually does damage to it. As you see, it does damage as long as you're close enough to the wall to make it activate. When you're using the brown wall and they do damage, you're gonna get bonus HP. So let's take a look at this wall here. You're gonna notice I get bonus HP. This is stuff to think about. These are things you wanna look at your character and really understand the intricacies, because you're gonna be able to understand how to play. Some characters have animation cancels. Some characters have super armor in spots that they shouldn't have super armor. So as an example, we'll use Quill. Where is he at? Boom. Whenever he flips, he's invulnerable. You see that little bar at the bottom? Whenever that's gold, the character usually is invulnerable. When you're thinking about like Jeff, he has that bar too, but it just means he can't be CC'd. And then finally for the ult, it drags people in, right? So that's also something you can think about. You know, you can have your grenade be a finisher, you can have your ult suck people in. These are all the things you want to think about as you're playing, because you can do some creative things with these characters that nobody else would think about until higher ranks. This is exactly what's going to give you an edge in all your games and have you come out on top most of the time. So what you see here is that I am bronze 1. I'm 1 win away from silver. That's the goal, is to make these 1 win away from the next rank. I think once I get to higher ranks, I might not be able to do this. I might not be able to teach and play at the same time. I'm gonna actually need to focus more, but this is just a trial period. We're gonna see how it goes. If I need to do replays, let me know. Maybe you guys learn better from the actual replay, but I just thought that it'd be better to give you guys the insight of it happening in the moment. But again, who knows? We all learn differently. Let's go ahead and auto lock Groot. I don't care if there's 7 tanks, bro, we're playing Groot. Poppin', there's only 6 slots. How is that? Don't question me. We are playing Groot. Now, there are times where you have multiple tanks and you might have no healers. I mean, it happens. This is what happens when you one trick. You do end up in really awkward situations where nobody wants to tank, nobody wants to heal, and it's unfortunate. But we're gonna work with what we got. So the first important thing about tanking is that you wanna understand that your healer's job is not to keep you alive. You need to play your own life, and the healer is there to help you. A lot of the times, especially in low ranks, even mid ranks, like gold and platinum, people are like, my healer doesn't heal, the healer sucks, blah, blah, blah. No. When you're playing tank, you need to play your life. You need to play behind walls. You need to make sure you're taking as little damage as possible. If you're playing Doctor Strange, you shouldn't shield nonsense damage. You should shield damage that is actually serious damage. These are all things we're gonna learn once we get to silver, gold, and whatnot. But for right now, we're gonna keep it basic. How did he just die? He just fell off the map? Oh my God. We are already starting off with some BS. But we're gonna play basic. We're not gonna do anything crazy. We're not gonna do anything nuts. You know what I mean? We're gonna try to use our walls to separate the team, because that's something cool that we can do. Hulk is going crazy. That does not mean we go crazy. We play back. If we look at our team, we'll notice we have Spider-Man, We'll also notice that our healers are mid-range to long-range healers. They're not trying to get up in the face like that. So we play with our team. We do have also Squirrel Girl, which is another mid to long-range character. We don't want to play up close if we can avoid it. Gotta destroy these clones when we can. Nobody does it. We gotta make sure that if we're gonna destroy the clones, though, that we're not in any harm's way. Play with our team. Remember, play our life. Play our life. It's not our fault if we die. Or it is our fault if we die. I'm sorry. Play our life. We chilling. Okay, Hulk is going nuts over there. We need to focus our priority. So, as a tank, you have multiple priorities when you're playing. We have a Hawkeye, right? We have a... Can I not hit him? There's a Hawkeye. We have a Hela. So we want to try our best to block off these sight lines, trap them just like that. Like, we really want to make them... We want to make it chaotic. And we're just chilling. We're playing our life. We're playing to our team comp. You know what I mean? You don't need to pick for your team comp, but you need to play to your team comp. We're going to block her off. So that way she's here by herself. Yeah, back up, girl. Back up, girl. And we chilling. We're just going to relax and get our walls back. I know there's probably someone behind us. This guy's crazy. We're going to just kind of bail because we can't do anything here. We have Hawkeye ulting. We have Hela ulting. We don't actually win this. So we're just chilling. We're going to ult this just to keep them off my team. But we're going to wall her in. Oh, I messed it up. That's fine. We focus what's in front. Did they already die? We got to pay attention. They did die. Oh, we back up. We back up because we can't really do anything. But we're chilling. And you just got to play with your team. A lot of the times players like try to fight without their team. If I don't have my healer, which is important to me, right? My healer's my important teammate, then I can't play. This is rough. It's all right. We're chilling. We're relaxing. Just kind of doing our thing. Nothing crazy. Remember, we're playing simple. We're not trying to do anything crazy, fantastic. We're just playing how a bronze player would play to try to get out and get to silver. Where's my team at, guys? We bail out because we don't have our team. We don't really know where anybody is. You are smoking if you think you can handle the Groot. And we're chilling. We're just doing our thing, chilling. Good ult by Spidey. Oh, that was their Spidey. No, that was our Spidey. Wall them in. Clapped. Wall her in. Wall her in. And we just play slow. This is why we back up. Why is this guy up here? We need to... This is something that our DPS should be handling. Or our healer. I mean, I can handle it, don't get me wrong. But if we can all focus on our counterpart, right? Because we can only do so much. We're just going to try to wall them and keep them from coming. That's what we're going to try to do. Loki's here. But he shouldn't be going so early. And we're just going to try to lock him out. Oh, it sucks. They were able to... It's Loki. Oh, that's Mantis. Wait. Yo, this Loki is gaming. We're going to block him off. Or not block him, but wall him. Yo, this Loki is an actual gamer. We're gonna lock her off. This Loki is an actual gamer. Wait, what did I... Dude, Wolverine? Bro, Wolverine's gaming! Bro, this Loki and Wolverine are gaming. Okay, so you noticed, right? My teammates were mid-long range, right? The best way, doesn't matter whatever game you're playing in. And this is something that, because I used to play games competitively and I used to professionally coach, this is stuff that you tend to learn over time. But the easiest way to climb in any game that revolves a team, even in real life, it doesn't even have to be a game. If you have a team, if you can pull the weight of your team by making them have to do less work, you'll win more games. What do I mean by that? Is it because you have kills? I have 8 kills, but that doesn't mean anything. How do I make my healers have less work? By not being so low all the time. How do I make my DPS have less work? By trapping people up. How do I make my team have less work in terms of dying? By creating that space, right? I had a buffer the entire time between me and my healers. If my healer dies, I back up and we just reset and we try again. Right? It's all about how can you make the job easier for everyone. Again, let's check our team comp. Who do we got? We have Spider-Man. He wants to go deep. He wants to go far back. So if he decides to go dive bomb the back line, I need to make sure that I'm doing something in the front when he goes back so that we are both on the same page getting something done so they're not all focusing him. We have a what's his face? A Hulk, but I'm not really tripping. Where he right there, we have, what in the Smeckledorf? Bro, Wolf, my mans, relax, brother. We have a Hawkeye up there camping. So we want to make sure that we can create that space for our team, right? We want to wall off people that are camping as much as possible. I didn't even know you can wall on that. Oh, you can. Bro, I was like, what? We're just going to try to build up the wall. It's not working. Oh, okay. I messed up everything. Bro, my mind was in so many different places. I'm not even going to front that I got flustered. That's what you don't want to be. Did someone just die? Oh no, that's a spider. You don't want to be flustered when you play. Relax. And one thing you want to learn is if something's not working, try something else. You see we're not really getting any progress made that way. Let's try a different way. Dude, this Wolverine has like, oh my lord, this guy is crazy. But yeah, always try something different, right? Oh, I couldn't wall. Oh, I messed up that wall. That's okay, they focused on me. Try something different. Wall that guy up so we're not getting sniped. Wall that guy up so he can't run as he runs. And that's what we do. We try different stuff. Doesn't matter what role you are. There's no reason to continue to funnel into the same spot getting blasted. We got clapped once, it's not gonna happen again. This is another trick you can do where you learn on the fly. This is something pro players do or really high ranked players do. Not even really high ranked players really, but just higher ranked players. They learn in the moment and don't do it again for the rest of the game. They might continue that habit the next game, but they're not gonna do it again this game. That's what you wanna do. We don't wanna do the same thing over and over this game. I might do it next game, but next game is a new game, right? We're just gonna wall that off. Lock her in, right? We see Moon Knight. We see Mrs. Spider Time. Oh, you ain't going nowhere. We're gonna chase her. Why? Because everybody else is dead, right? We could just fight her 1v1. Wait, team, I'm sorry, please. I did it. I must have miscounted. Let me watch. It's good that we watch and see what happens. Oh, the game's over. Man, I wanted to see what happened. When you die, I know it might feel like really cringe and like, oh, I don't want to watch me die. I just want to skip and get back. Watch yourself die, especially if it's something you have questions about. I could have probably played something different. I didn't notice that she ran back, right? This is something that we think about for my next life or when I spawn again. It's like, oh, be careful if you commit because someone might be behind you running back. So we get ourselves to silver. And I'm gonna go over the replay real quick and we're gonna talk about what it means to create that space because it happened in real time. You also notice that you probably see me jumping a lot. It's because it's very hard to hit someone who's constantly jumping. Tanks are generally huge, so it's better that we jump. So as you see, I'm kind of creating windows so that we can see things. If you can destroy things, destroy things. I know a lot of people don't do that in lower ranks, even mid ranks, even high ranks sometimes. People don't destroy stuff. You could destroy stuff. So let's take a peek at our comp. We have mid to long range characters, these three, right? And then we have like a Hulk that's gonna dive bomb, and then we have a Spider-Man that's gonna dive bomb. These are things that we wanna pay attention to. Look at how I play. Now this healer is a little bit too close, but she backed up luckily. But we're not focusing on what the healers do. We're focusing on what we're doing. You could tell that our healers actually wanted to go follow that Hulk. But you have to have constraint. That is a dive tank. Dive tanks go in and they come back. They go in and they come back. I'm not following this because once he hops away, guess who's left there? Me. Groot is not that type of character that wants to be just straight up in your face. He wants that mid to close range combat, not Hulk style punches. So we don't play his game, right? We're smarter. We play our game. If you play any team-based game that has roles, play your role better than the counterpart and make the game easier for your teammates, you'll consistently climb 100% of the time, I promise. So we're gonna just watch it, and as you see, this guy's getting low, right? Not our fault. Because what happens if I go in with him, right? If I go in with this dude, I end up dying, or they go too close and I get away, but those two healers die. And then maybe our DPS gets, you know, clapped. This is a whole bunch of stuff that could happen if we just follow this guy's lead. Not saying he's bad, not saying he's doing anything wrong, but I am saying he could lead to everybody dying. Now, we know we can't help this guy, right? Now we're going to talk about kind of creating that space. We know that this guy wants to jump backwards, right? There's only one way for him to get back to us, and that's jumping backwards. If this were Spider-Man, it's the same way. If this were Black Panther, whatever, same way. What can we do to prevent this? As you see, I instantly start focusing on the right side because I see people that are over there. Mantis is getting a little bit too close. This is what we talked about. She should never be in this position, but we're not talking about us supports, we're talking about tanks. Me creating that pressure on the right side allowed for the space needed for him to walk back, right? Imagine if those two just collapsed on our Hulk because they noticed we were further back. Then he would have just straight up died. So I'm kind of giving him a little bit of room up top, blocking out the team, right? I can't do a lot for this guy, but I'm going to do as much as I can to make it easier for him to survive. And he ends up surviving. We do lose space. We do lose the payload moving, but that's just something that we got to... Hey. Better than losing a death, right? So we're just chilling and relaxing. Same exact thing. And we continue to create that space for our team, right? We want a buffer for them. We want them to be safe, right? We want them to have, we want to generate enough in front of us that there is no way they can get to my team without going through me first. We want to create enough commotion to where they have to deal with me first. They can't just walk past me. Now, creating space on defense is different from creating space on offense, and we'll talk about offense in a second. Whatever space I give up when I walk back, my team has to respect that and walk back as well. This is, as a tank, you need to understand when you can't hold that angle anymore, or you can't hold that spot. You'll notice that I'm holding it because I know I can. Bro, who's about to kill me? Dude, this dude's up here chilling. She's in there. This dude's here. I'm in no danger other than from being smacked by Hela, but I have walls. I'll just wall her off so she can't see me. Why would I walk back way back there? This is where the knowledge of being a good tank comes into play. A good tank can climb really consistently. I think the easiest role to climb with is DPS, just strictly because of the impact those characters have. But you do have to have mechanics, so it's a little bit more demanding. However, tank, when it comes to game knowledge, if you're smart enough, you actually can climb consistently, and support is the same, right? You actually need a little bit of mixture of both game sense and mechanics when you're playing support to really carry games. But anywho, you see I'm not giving up that space. There's no need. And then my team decides to walk back into the space. This is me understanding that I'm safe, right? And if I would have backed up, we would have lost. We would have been pushed in when we didn't have to be pushed in. This is more like silver, gold. This is higher stuff. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but you can see I'm not giving up space unless I have to. Let's move on to the defense portion, right? What is it like to play? Offense. What is it like to play offense? So as soon as we come out, we can tell. I'm trying to like work this camera. You could tell that this guy just like bum rushes me, bro. I wasn't even ready. This guy's crazy. This guy's like, bro, I'm ready. What up? He catches me off guard. We actually all end up getting KO'd. Like, it was bad. It was bad. I'm over there doing random stuff. We see Moon Knight up there. This is something you want to have no matter what role you are. It's called awareness. You need to know what characters are there. You don't need to know specifically what they do, but just like, what do they like to do? We know Moon Knight's kind of like a camper, right? Moon Knight likes to just sit somewhere and just throw a whole bunch of stuff off his talismans. You understand this. We understand that Hawkeye's kind of like a camper too. He likes to just shoot arrows, like majority of them. Then we understand that Wolverine's a bum rusher, right? We understand that Penny's a camper. Like, we understand these little simple things. So after we died and we come back, we know that's not gonna fly. This dude's too posted up and camped. She's posted up. The Penny's posted up and camped. Right? It ain't happening. Look, they're ready. Like, bro, come get us. Why would we funnel back into this? This is something that even diamond players do. They'll sometimes funnel into the same death repeatedly until they learn. Cut that crap, especially as a tank, and get your team to do something different. I'm going this way, bro. What'd I do? I'm going this way. Because now, what happens? We're separated, right? Now, this Moon Knight needs to focus on either 1 or 2. Also, she needs to focus on 1 or 2, right? She can't hold this angle because she'll die. He can't hold that angle because, you know, I mean, he can't hold that angle on us because his team's going to get killed, but he can't hold the angle over here because we're going to kill his team. He has no choice but to fall back. And Penny as well has no choice but to fall back. We're creating space for our team. We know that Spider-Man needs space to dive the backline. We know that What's-Her-Face needs space to fire off her nuts from far away. Mantis, we need room. We need room to move around. We need room to play. So doing this allows us to get room, right? Because now look, she's by herself. Them backing off just because of what I did, there's tons of ways to create space. But generally speaking, and I'll actually make a video specifically on how to create space of dive tank, camp tanks like Groot and Penny, and then straight up just tanks like Doctor Strange. Like more will be coming out, so make sure you subscribe. But for the gist of it is like we want to get ourselves in a position. Actually, I could do something else where I can like, there's a way to do the camera to toggle the POV so you can see outward, but I don't remember how to do that. So that's probably not gonna happen. But there's a way to do it. I just forgot. But anyway. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Now I need to know how to zoom in. Yo, we're learning, okay, at the same time. Can I zoom in from here? I don't think it's possible. Okay, I probably should cut that out. Anyway, back to what I was saying. They have to back up, which means my team has space to move around and like take area, right? What happens if my team starts pushing up here? Guess who has to push back? Moon Knight, because he's not about to just face tank while his team's way back there, right? So me doing one simple thing, which is just creating a little bit more havoc on another off angle, means that they have to back up, indirectly means that he has to back up, which means we just get this whole space for free. This is a continued process all the way into the last checkpoint. Each role has a way to significantly impact games, but the mindset of you feeling like it's your team is what keeps you in bronze, silver, sometimes even in diamond. Like I said, I used to professionally coach. This is something that keeps even like people that are in like, cause I used to coach League of Legends. This is something that keeps people in like low challenger. When challenger is the highest rank in the game, they are low challenger instead of high challenger because of the same exact mindset that a bronze player has. It does not go away. We are all human. But this is why I like to, you know, build that foundation so we can get this out of there and you don't end up stuck in the next rank because you have learned to continue to improve yourself. But anywho, we're not going to continue to talk about it. It's a long video. I apologize if it's long, but this is just like a little test run. Like I said, I might not actually record the game and play and talk mid-game. I just thought it was interesting. Maybe for other concepts, but in sake of climbing, I might not be able to do that because the higher I get, the more I have to focus on the little minute things to help our team secure that victory. But let me know let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Until next time, you know what I always say. You guys are doing what? Popping often. Real often.